Today, I will explain you about Java database connection, steps for Oracle database. So, how to write a program for database connection through Jdbc, that is Java Database Connectivity API for Oracle database. Now, we'll see the steps for database connection. So, the first step is loading of drivers. Second step is establishment of database connection. Third one is creation of statements. Fourth one is execution of statements. Fifth one is extraction of results. Sixth one is closing of result sets, statements, and connections. So we'll see one by one. So the step number one, we have loading of drivers. Now here we are seeing the connection of Oracle database. So what is a driver actually? So already I've given a lot of information about drivers and types of drivers in my previous videos. You can refer to that. The actual purpose of Jdbc driver is to translate the Java related calls to database related calls, and vice versa, that is database related calls back to Java related calls, because we know that the Java syntax is completely different from the database understandable language. So we require a translator or the middleware to translate the calls from Java to database and database back to Java. So we do have a Jdbc driver. Now here, when you want to connect to Oracle, you need to load the driver called Oracle driver. So here you can see Oracle driver is a class that is available in a subpackage called driver. Driver is a subpackage in Jdbc. Jdbc is a subpackage for Oracle. So this is the hierarchy. So actually, when you install your database, like Oracle, the complete set of files have been installed in your system in order to work with the DBMS concept. Now externally, we need to download one file called ojdbc6.jar, and we need to set the class path, because in that particular jar file there is a class called Oracle driver. Now this driver we need to load to your application. That is the main concept here. To download and keep it in your system, it's not activated, so you need to activate that particular file. So you need to put this particular jar file what you're downloading, ojdbc6.jar, that you need to set for the class path. And here what you're trying to do is you're searching for this class, whether it is available in your system or not. Now here there is a method called for name, and for the for name we are passing one string parameter. This is a complete string parameter, and this for name is a method from a class called class. Here you can see capital C. There is a class called class in Java, and that is from the language package, and you are calling a static method, because the for name method is called with the help of its class name. So by seeing this, we can say that it is a static method, because without the help of the object, the static methods are called. So I need to take the help of its own class to call the static method called for name. And the for name, you're passing the parameter. Like ultimately, you are searching for this class. If suppose this class is not available, or you are not downloaded that particular ojdb6.jar, or in this line you are writing something wrong, then obviously there is an exception called class not found exception. Now this is raised at runtime when the given driver is wrong or incorrect in the for name method. So here you are searching for this class, but maybe the ojdbc6.jar is not downloaded, and it has been downloaded and still you are not set the class path. Still there is a problem, or in this line something is wrong. Then the class not found exception is raised, because here we are trying to search for a class only. This Oracle driver is a predefined class. Now if you can see the description about class, can you see capital C here? Capital C class It is a predefined class available in java.language package, and the language package is a default package in Java. And there is a method called forName, and it is a static method available in class called class. That is the reason we are calling class.forName. So this is for loading of drivers. Only one line we need to write. Now coming to the second step, that is establishment of database connection. Now for Oracle, now here this is only one line, but here we are seeing multiple lines, but you just write this complete code in only one line. So there is an interface called connection. This is a predefined interface from the Jdbc API called java.sql, and the con is a reference variable for connection interface. Then that is initialized with, there's a class called driver manager, and in this there is a method called get connection. So I can say get connection is also a static method because it is called with the help of its class name called driver manager. And here we are passing string like Jdbc colon Oracle colon thin. Now here these three are trying to specify that you are using a sub protocol called Jdbc colon Oracle, and here this driver is coming under the category of thin driver, which is type 4 driver, where this particular thin driver can communicate with the database directly without any middle layers. Now after that you put a colon at the rate of localhost. Now localhost, why I'm writing localhost is the Oracle database is in my system only, and your application is also in the system. So the current system where your database is holding, and your application whatever you have been developed is also been holding the same system, then we can name it as localhost. Your database is residing in your system and your application is also been residing the same system, then you can call it as a localhost. Colon 1521. Now this 1521 is a port number for Oracle. Colon X stands for the Oracle engine. Now this complete path you need to specify, starting double quotes and ending double quotes. Then you put a comma and you write the user name to connect to Oracle database, and password connect, which is being used for Oracle database. So these two user ID and password you need to mention, which has been applicable for Oracle database only. So this complete thing goes in one line, and we'll see the description of that. Now I said connection. It is a predefined interface available in java.sql package. Driver manager is a predefined class available in java.sql package. Get connection method is a predefined static method of driver manager class. Jdbc colon Oracle colon thin is a subprotocol with thin driver. That's a type 4 driver we said. Localhost, current system where Oracle software is installed. 1521 is a port number for Oracle. X stands for the Oracle engine. Username is the username for connecting Oracle database. Password for connecting Oracle database. So here I have clearly mentioned each and every description so that you can understand. Now coming to step 3, creation of statements. Now here, once you connect to the database, the basic intention of connecting to the database is to execute SQL queries. Now here we call SQL queries SQL statements. So in order to work with the creation of the statement, now there is a statement interface. Now the statement interface is also available in java.sql package. We need to create this particular statement reference if you want to work with SQL queries. And this ST is a reference variable and is initialized with con. So in the second step, we have created connection con. Then we have written driver manager. So that con we are using in third step. So there is an interlink between second and third step. So con dot, there is a method called create statement. So once you call this particular method, then this statement reference variable get created. Now, statement is a predefined interface available in java.sql package. Create statement method is a predefined method of connection interface. So that is the reason we are calling with the con reference variable. So this only one line is being used in order to create the statement. Now, why we are creating is nothing but I want to perform some SQL operations. So if you want to perform SQL operations, I need to call methods. In the fourth and fifth step, we'll see what methods you are going to call, and this st is being used in order to call those methods. Now coming to this step 4, execution of statements. Now here this is a method Just now this one is we have created in third step. By using that, I'm calling one method called execute update. And here the parameter, you need to pass a query. The parameter should be a query. So what type of query you are going to write? Here is all SQL queries you can write except select query. So like create, insert, update, delete, then drop and alter. So what all SQL queries are there, you can write as a parameter here except select query. And every query, whatever you're writing is returning an integer number. So that number says that how many records are affected. Suppose if I write an update query here, so the I value will be 1 because only one record is affected. One more time you write st.execute update and one more query you write here. Again it returns an integer like 1. So every execute update is going to return 1 where it is going to affect only one record reflection. Now here you can see the example. I use st.execute update method. In that, create table. Table name is student and its first column is roll number and the number is a data type and 4 is the digits, number of digits, comma. S name is the student name. That is second column. Varchar of 20 characters I have given. Then you close that. So here the create query we are writing. Similarly, if you want to write insert query, you write st.execute update, insert into table name values, and here actual value I'm projecting for roll number and actual value I'm projecting for a varchar in single quotes. Then close and close the double quotes. So create and insert like that. You can write alter, delete, drop. Apart from select query, you can write any query. Now, this execute update method is available in statement interface. So that's the reason we are calling with st, which we have written in third step. Now, if suppose the SQL query what you're writing here is incorrect, it would be a syntax problem or it could be some values are missed. So what are the problem is there in this SQL queries? You get one exception, that is SQL exception. SQL exception is raised if SQL queries are wrong. So due to any reason, the SQL queries are wrong, then SQL exception is raised. So once you see this exception at runtime, you can directly go to this particular method. Just check what is the query and whether the syntax is correct or not, and you can rectify that. So in this way, we use the execute update for execution of this state. Step 5, extraction of results. Now, whenever you want to extract the results, we need to write the select query. And whenever you are writing select query, some records are extracted based on your query. And before printing that particular values, you need to store into a temporary memory. Then we can retrieve one by one and do. So we have a result set, which is an interface here, is acting as a temporary memory in which the selected records from the database is stored. A result set is a predefined interface available in java.sql package. Now coming to syntax of this. Now result set interface, RS is a reference variable, initialized with st dot execute query you need to apply. In the previous case, we were using execute update, but now we need to use execute query when you work with result sets. So only select query you need to write. So whenever you write select star from versus student, that all records are going to store into a temporary memory called result set. From that, you need to retrieve one by one. Now here to understand, I've given one example. So I'm having a student table with roll number and SNAME. Roll number is of integer type and SNAME is of varchar type. And you can see some numbers for roll number and some characters for the SNAME. Now I need to dump the particular values. So here you can see I want to store, if I write results at rs equal to st.execute query of select star from student. Now I need to just dump my values. Into the result set. So here you can see it is dumping. So all the records, this complete set is going to dump as it is here. The same because we put star mark, na, star, select star from all rows, all columns are been dumped. Now here what happens is, by default, there is a, as I said, pointer by default which is pointing to the above the first record. So this one is the first record 101, but somewhere here it is going to point by default. But now the thing is, now that too, this one is an actual table, right? So better I will write here. Now in the result set you can see, because we're dumped into the result set, right? Not in the actual table, we need to work out with the result set. So by default the pointer is here. Now I need to move to the first record. This record I need to move. So this pointer need to move to the first record. So the question is how to move that particular record to the, that means result set pointer need to move to the next record. So how to move that pointer, that is the biggest question here. So in order to work out with this, we have one method called next method, next. So I can write here next method, so that when you apply that, it will go to this particular record, because this has become the next record. So this has been removed here. Now here, this particular method, next method, is going to return true or false. True or false. Now if, when it returns true is whenever it sees the data here, this particular data is available in a particular row, then it will return true. Now once it is returning true, that means data is available, right? So now I want to extract this value. First row, first column I want to extract. So here we have something called get method. So I can write get x methods. So I can write like this. So x is representing data type. Data type. Okay. Now I want to extract this first row, first column. So I need to just see what is this x value here. So 101. Just check out. Now here this 101 is a roll number and it is an integer, right? So I need to write get int of 1, first column, rs dot get int of 1, and this xyz is becoming rs dot, this one, rs dot get string of 2. So this has been extracted get int of 1 because it's an integer type. This has been extracted get int of 2 because it's an varchar type. So now once it has been printed, again I need to call the next method so that the pointer is removed from here and pointer is pointing to the next record. Once it sees that particular data is existing, then again it will return true value. Then again you need to write rs dot get int of 1, then here rs dot get string of 2. This has also been printed. Then one more time next method you are going to call again. Then this is removed from here and this is pointing. Now here it is also returning true because the values are existing. So here I need to extract the record first column, then second column. So same method you can apply get int of 1 and get string of 2. So 1 implies first column, 2 implies second column. So that's why I'm writing get int of 1 and get string of 2. Now again you are going to call the next method, this one, next time. Then here it is moving after the last record now, and it finds that there is no data here and it returns false value. Once it is returning false value, you need to come out of the loop. Generally we keep it in a loop. So this is the way how we are going to work with the result set. So by default the point is pointing above the first record, and we need to apply next method in order to move to the next record. So now we will see the code. Let's change the pointer. Now here you can see st.execute query of select star from student. Now this student table is exists some records that all you are going to store in rs, and I said next method, right? while rs.next method, it returns a true or false value. Once it is true, it gets inside, and you can say get int of 1, get string of 2. These methods are from result set. So that's the reason I'm writing rs.getInt, rs.getString of 2. You store in one integer variable, one string variable, and print roll number. Whatever you put in double quotes will print as it is. The next place you're going to get that integer roll number. Then student name will print as it is. Then here S, you get the name of the student. Again the while loop start. Next method is returning true. Again this executed. Again it prints the second student record. Again the while loop starts. Still it is returning true value. That means data is existing again. Finally, when it returns false, no, you need to come out of the loop. Okay, so this is the way how it is going to work. Now it is also raising an SQL exception if SQL queries are incorrect. Now here select queries you are writing. Now this is for all rows, all columns. Even you can give some conditions, so where clause. So based on that only the results will be extracted. So if the query is wrong, then SQL exception is raised. Now closing of result set, statement and connections. So you need to close in the reverse way, implies like you are opening connection first, then statement next, then result set. First you close result set now, then statement and connections in the reverse order. So for all these things we have a close method. Close method is used to close the result set, statement and connection reference variables. So you can write rs.close, st.close and con.close. Now here this is the file what I was saying you need to download, Jdbc6.jar, and you need to just download and put into this folder like program files, and where your Java is installed there is a JRE folder, and in that lib folder, in that ext folder, in that you paste it, and you just write the complete, select the complete path and go to my computer environment variables and go for the class path and you just paste there. So this one is required because your Oracle driver class is existing in this one. If you don't write this one, then you get class not found exception. I hope I have given some input on the steps for database connections correction for Oracle. So if you follow these 6 steps, then you can easily write the Jdbc connection for database establishment. Database connection establishment. So if you like this video, do comment, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Thank you.